With Blockbuster finally deposed, a power vacuum now threatens to swallow up all of Bloodhaven. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Nightwing issue number 97 and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join this brand new arc, Boss Maroni is being grilled by Bloodhaven's brand new top cops, Dan Turpin and Maggie Sawyer. They're gonna clean up this town, damn it, and it all starts with Maroni, who they never do actually explain why such a famous Gotham-based mafiosa is living in Bloodhaven, but hey, you know, now I'm just getting too deep in the weeds with it. The big idea here is with Roland Desmond being murdered at the end of the previous issue by the mysterious serial killer known as Heartless, Boss Maroni is now the top guy in the criminal pecking order. Understandably, Nightwing is pretty upset about this turn of events. He wanted Blockbuster to stand trial and actually go to jail for the crimes he committed. After all, if regular everyday people can't see justice get served to the bad guys, then well, soon enough other bad guys are gonna think that they can slip away from justice whenever they want. The new plan is for the cops to try and offer up Boss Maroni a deal. If he's willing to turn state's evidence on everyone else in Blockbuster's inner circle, then they'll be able to give him a reduced sentence. Lord knows they have enough evidence to make Maroni play nice. Blockbuster had very extensive, well put together files on all the dirty dealings that the two were involved in. Despite Maroni threatening Sawyer and the other cops a minute ago, when faced with all of this evidence, he ends up crumbling almost instantly and agrees to take the deal. The only problem is he fears for his own life, and why shouldn't he? McClane, the old police commissioner, got murdered in this very room. The answer to this problem actually ends up being pretty simple. The trial will be in 3 days, and in the meantime, Maroni is going to get out of Bloodhaven and lay low in Gotham City thanks to the help of Commissioner Renee Montoya, who is looking just dashing in that suit, isn't she? As Montoya hilariously puts it, Gotham has a long and storied history of making sure all their worst scumbags live. I mean, after all, the Joker is still kicking, isn't he? Now, Nightwing's not stupid. He knows that any convoy, no matter how well protected by the police, will inevitably come under attack by all of Maroni's subordinates who are looking to see him dead so he can't point fingers. And to think Barbara, who is now officially seeing Dick, wanted them to actually take a little vacation after finally bringing down Blockbuster, but nope, duty never stops. And indeed, Dick was 100% on the money as a jackknifing 18-wheeler attempts to take out the police convoy. Gunmen end up swarming Maroni only to be run off by Nightwing and Batgirl on their motorcycles. It's also around here too we're reminded that probably the biggest villain within this brand new Tom Taylor Nightwing series isn't Blockbuster, it isn't even Heartless, it's rampant police corruption. You see, they were so worried about the dirty cops on the Bloodhaven side of the fence, they didn't even stop to consider that one of Montoya's own GCPD people might try and take a shot at Maroni to claim the bounty. Luckily, Nightwing and Batgirl are able to stop that too, and they decide the best way to try and keep the other good cops safe is to take Maroni off-road into Gotham Woods. Man, you know, I gotta say, you don't really see bat-centric superheroes going into the backwoods that often, do you? It's a very jarring image, but I like it. Once our heroes deal with a couple stragglers, they decide to hold up at one of Batman's many forest bunkers. Yes, that's right, Batman has bunkers everywhere, he just really is that prepared / that paranoid, depending on how you choose to look at it. The plan is to lay low for 3 days until it's time for Maroni's trial, though as Maroni himself says, everyone in the underworld in 2 cities want him dead now, and they're probably going to turn this place over with a fine-tooth comb if it means finding him. Batgirl, though, proves to be quite optimistic. She wanted to get away and have a vacation with Nightwing, and well, hey, 3 days in the wood ain't not bad. The next morning, though, things end up taking a very strange, very unexpected turn, as outside the bunker they see a very strange taxi cab. A taxi cab that turns out to be driven by none other than Ric Grayson. Oh, you don't remember Ric Grayson? Well, when Tom King had Dick shot in the head over in his Batman book, Dick lost all of his memories for a little bit and started calling himself Rick. Yeah, it wasn't very popular, but eventually he remembered who he was again, and it helped open the door for the series you're reading right now. But it's on that shocking note that the comic comes to a close. And so that was Nightwing issue number 97, everyone. Another really solid superhero adventure courtesy of Tom Taylor. Part of me was almost about to complain that it's taking forever for them to resolve this whole Blockbuster criminal empire subplot, but I guess in reality it would take a very long time to try and clean up something like this. Taylor clearly wants the Nightwing book to read a lot different than the Batman book, and I feel like the Batman book would have just done something brief about it and then moved on, but here we're actually seeing how all the pieces move. Perhaps one of the biggest secret weapons of the Nightwing book is the very vast, very fun fun, very compelling list of supporting characters. We got Maggie Sawyer and Dan Turpin. We got Renee Montoya. We got Barbara, who is now officially moving into the girlfriend role. Ooh, what could that mean? But naturally, the thing that everyone is going to be talking about after reading this issue is the return of Ric Grayson. How can he be back? Him and Dick are the same person. Is this a shapeshifter? Is this Clayface? If so, who else knew about Rick and how to use it against Dick? Again, it's very compelling material. You would think that most other writers worth their salt would want to ignore the Rick stuff as much as possible, but Tom Taylor is one of those writers who is always challenging themselves. And bringing Rick back now after a volume that I think was almost universally beloved almost feels like him really taking a silly bet, being like, oh, you bet I can't do something good with Ric Grayson? I bet I can. Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one an 8 out of 10. Solid material as always. Really interested to see what they do next, especially as they're building up to a big 100th issue of Nightwing.
Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps drive engagement and helps me out too. Also, if you are a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month, you will get exclusive content that no one else can ever see, and you'll get to see the Comic Multiverse podcast before anyone else too. You can check out all this and more down in the description. And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.